Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. This past year, our kids went back to public schooling after 4 years of homeschooling.
Well, smack my mama.
But wait, isn't homeschooling awesome? Yeah, it has its moments though, but overall, it's pretty darn awesome. So why the change? How did God guide you in this decision? And what happened? Are the kids still okay? Chill. We're about to dive into all of that. And we're about to share with you the process that we'd use to streamline this decision process in the future to save you all the headache. So let's get into it. Hey, if you're new here, I'm Zoe.
And I'm Joey. I'm tired.
It's nap time now. Howdy.
And I'm Joey.
We're a family of 5 with 3 kids, currently 8, 11, and 13, doing life together for almost a quarter of a century, baby. In this channel, we're all about sharing ideas and resources for family functionality challenges, all in an effort to help families thrive and find their family flow.
As we help ourselves too.
Because we're all in this together, baby. So, homeschooling, public schooling.
By the way, this isn't a video debating whether homeschooling or public schooling is better. It's all about our God-led journey between the two.
Our public school years. Why don't we just hop into our DeLorean and hit that 88 miles per hour and 1.21 gigawatts of electricity?
1.21 gigawatts!
All right, that's enough.
Oh, okay. And just rewind back 10 years in 2014. When our oldest son was around 4 and our middle son was around 2, homeschooling got on my radar. I would run into a few homeschooling moms at my work, and I was noticing some pretty notable benefits that were just catching my eye all the time. So, needless to say, the idea was simmering in my head. If you want more details on the benefits of homeschooling, there are some great videos out there. So let me know in the comments or send us a quick message and we'll link some cool videos for you. Now, I'm from Puerto Rico, where as of the time of this video, there are only about 300 to 400 families homeschooling on the entire island. It's an island, I get it, but that's still just a handful of families really. So as our first years as parents went on, I was definitely feeling led to the idea of homeschooling more and more. I just couldn't ignore it. After a little while, I brought up the idea to Joey.
Homeschooling? Yeah, okay.
Not really big on the idea, is he? And soon enough, we blinked and a couple of years had gone by. 2016. So our third little one had arrived. Amidst the diapers and the breastfeeding and the new house chaos, I kept thinking, homeschooling? Yeah, we got time. So the kids went on to begin traditional schooling at our local school. It was great. It was walking distance, good school. Everyone was doing it, so why not? But we ended up facing some big challenges. And this is just our story, but the school start times kept changing. Our oldest had 3 different kindergarten teachers, which in our season was hard enough to keep up with one. Each had their own detailed ways of running their classroom that we had to acclimate to as parents, all with their different apps they used to communicate. They wanted their work to be turned in, keep the laptop home, bring it back, don't take it, turn it off. Some wanted to use the pink folder for something, others the green one, but only use the left pocket, the right ones for communications on Thursdays. On Tuesdays, we use the classroom sock system. On Wednesdays, you'll just go ahead and use the yellow folder, the back page of it, which will be put inside the orange shoebox. Don't forget to initial the sheet, even if I don't write anything in there for you. Green face is good, but not for me. The red face means right. Please don't ever use blue ink. I want you to use blue ink, but use purple on Thursdays.
You forgot?
What were you thinking, Mom? Okay, maybe it wasn't those specifics, or to that degree, but you get my point. You know you get my point. And I was already overwhelmed at home with 3 little ones, trying to understand our roles within our family, a house that needed some good amount of work, constant lack of sleep, and we were just lacking extra support as a family. Fast forward to 2019, when our oldest was in 3rd grade and our middle one was in 1st grade, Joey started a new role with much longer hours and a much longer distance from our home. And the kids went on to a local new magnet school program that I just knew was going to be the answer to all that I had ever wanted to raise good, strong, capable, responsible, solid members of society. Things got even more complicated. And that's before we even got to the homework. Needless to say, homeschooling came back on my radar, front and center. I asked Joey about it again, about the 6th or 7th time, but who's counting? And he just blew my mind when he finally said,
Okay, let's try it.
Okay, yeah. What am I gonna do now? God leadings. Some additional background on the situation. At the time, I had stepped up my prayers for my husband. As wives, that's one of our main responsibilities, right? So within a few weeks of beginning this discipline of intentional, deep prayer for my husband, we started having some changes to our situation that were out of the blue. One particular change sent us smack dab into the middle of a faith-building opportunity. We love those, don't we? At that point in our marriage, we've been having some communication troubles and connection issues. I know, no one has these going on either. We're so different. This season was just part of that. Amidst our growing family, all the changes, drain, and overwhelm of a new family life, struggle is real. The struggle is real, guys. And don't even mention the idea of self-care. I didn't even know where the bathroom was. By the way, we have a video on the importance of self-care for better family life, parenting, marriage, all of it. And a really good commentary. Because yeah, it's a big deal. We'll link it in the description for you so you can take a look. And even throughout all this rigmarole, I felt God was up to something. Rigmarole what? And although it was a very scary move for us, and in some cases, a very unpopular move in some of our circles. I mean, we got all the comments on all the common concerns that there are out there about homeschooling. Like, what about their socialization? Are you a teacher or somehow qualified to teach your kids? How are they ever going to get into college? Why would you let go of your career, any prospects or income to do this? Concerns that, quite frankly, we had ourselves back at the very beginning of even talking about homeschooling. However, we had researched pretty extensively, and although still not fully confident because it's all new, I mean, it takes some time to get that bad butt homeschool mama confidence. You know what I'm saying? So we started to prepare to begin homeschooling, and God started opening doors. You know, it's like the story of the Ark of the Covenant when they were trying to get it across the river. God told them he would part the waters for them because he parted waters 2 times. But this time, they had to start moving forward and actually put their feet in the water before God started to part them, before he did his thing. Okay, so maybe that's a little extreme. We're only talking about homeschooling here. Not that big of a deal, right? Right? So after 6 years of thinking about it, in just a few weeks, we withdrew the kids and began homeschooling in January 2020. And then, just 2 months later, everything shut down. The homeschooling years. Homeschooling was the answer to life's troubles. All the troubles in the world. Everything was peaches and rainbows. Is it peaches or is it nectarines that I like? The fuzzy one. Yeah, peaches. Peaches and rainbows. Everyone hit the ground running and we never looked back. Oh, wait, this is real life. During the following years, we experienced overwhelm, confusion, guilt, persecution, loneliness, tears. Did I mention frustration? There was a lot of that. Why don't you just go ahead and add that one in there? Oh, okay. But when does God ever say that what he's calling you to will be easy? Although there were the obvious challenges of taking on something big and new and important, and particularly homeschooling during a global shutdown. So much for those cool homeschooling socials and field trips that I had planned out. But in spite of all that, we experienced wonderful blessings. Our kids connected deeply as siblings. We taught them things about God that we would have never had the time to, really. We worked on character building. We managed our schedule to fit our family needs. We had autonomy over which academic tools to use, and found many that worked beautifully for each of our individual children's needs and learning styles. We got to see firsthand just how big and real and beautiful and valid the homeschooling world and community is out there these days, and how welcoming and fun. And we eventually did experience those field trips and socials that I had planned out, most of them. And we had some amazing extended off-season trips. That's a sweet homeschooling bonus. So what I'm saying is, homeschooling brought its challenges, of course, but we wouldn't trade it for anything. Am I right?
You're right.
Wait, but didn't you guys just trade it in for public school? Jeez, I know, I'm getting to that. So why did we choose to go back to public schooling? After our second home move in the 4 years we homeschooled. Yep, I said 2 moves in 4 years. That may have thrown things off just a bit. And another major word shift. Our old friend chaos came strolling back in. Despite the chaos, there was so much of God's hand in all that was happening. But as we worked our way through all the new recent life changes, we had to split our time between homeschooling and a new venture. And we weren't honoring either effort very well. Reality check. In the midst of it all, we had our fair share of heated fellowship. You mean arguing, don't you? Yeah. Thanks for clarifying. So what's a Christ-centered couple to do? Through prayer and probably about 23 pros and cons lists, not to mention more heated fellowship. You mean arguing? Joey, just get her out of here.
I can't. I like her.
We started to notice a potentially new but familiar path brewing ahead of us. One that would mean another shift for our family, to move the kids back to public school. And after many discussions with our good, godly people, GGPs, who agreed that something was shifting and that God was in this schooling change for us, for our marriage, for our family, and let's be real, for our sanity. So we paused homeschooling. And no, God didn't show up in a burning bush in the corner to confirm our decision, but he really did end up confirming. We stepped forward in faith, clinging to him, putting that foot in the river, if you know what I mean. In one of our family meetings, we sat them down and explained the why, making sure that they understood that this decision was in no way because homeschooling had failed or that they did anything else to cause this, and the need for all of us to laser focus on this decision. By the way, we have a video coming on weekly family meetings. It's one of our best tools for family functionality. If you're interested, keep an eye out on that one in an upcoming video. Click it. Within a few weeks, we successfully reintegrated the kids back into school. But most importantly, we made it a point not to lose what is truly important to us as part of this shift. Their education would remain our responsibility, and our training of them would not be put on pause. We adjusted our homeschooling rhythm to include some non-negotiables in raising our children. God time, Espanol, devotionals, family prayer, fitness, and homework if needed. It was needed. And since I didn't quite catch my announcements in our recording day, whoops, rookie mistake. Please enjoy this hilarious dog's waggy tongue while I say our deepest thank you to our supporters. We really couldn't do this without you. So from the bottom of our hearts, thank you. And we'd like to tell you that pausing homeschooling and going back to public school this semester had some pros that we were very pleasantly surprised with, like connecting with some great local teachers and education professionals in our community that we would have never gotten to meet otherwise. And for the kids, there were some other pros and some cons, of course, but we chat more about this in our next video, Jiving with Joey commentary. You can catch that video next if you'd like. Remember to take a look down in the description for any useful links of this video and also to grab your freebie. So now that we've completed the school year, we're coming together and getting in prayer for our annual assessment to determine the educational plan for the next year and what the schooling scenario should be for each of our individual little people. Like we said at the beginning of this video,
This isn't a video debating whether homeschooling or public schooling is better. It's all about our God-led journey between the two.
we love homeschooling. It is so versatile. It most likely can fit into your family, but it may not be right for every family in every season. However, as we read in Deuteronomy 6:6-9, we are all called biblically to homeschool our children. Don't believe me? Look it up. Whether our kids are schooled at home or at a local school, we are called to homeschool by continuing our efforts in the home to train our children in the way they should go, using the Bible, which is useful for all training. And how to go about this is a big decision, one that should be done with the highest of intentions and unity as a couple. So when facing big life choices like this, remember these biblical steps.
Number 1, husbands, lead your wives, come together as one.
Number 2, see for yourselves what the Bible actually says about the topic. 3, get in quiet, meditative prayer with God consistently, seeking the Holy Spirit's guidance on what is His best for your family, for your kids right now. What is His best for your marriage right now?
4, get with your GGPs for wise counsel.
Number 5, get in a quiet space with God. Again, and as we are taught to ask, what is He telling you? What are you going to do about it?
6, as a couple, move forward in unity, consistently.
You might start to recognize open doors, recurring themes, and random signs, confirming what you're actually praying for or not. And Although you may have conviction about what your favorite of the two is, homeschooling or public schooling, God's leading is first and foremost. With these gifts that He has entrusted into our care, we must remind ourselves that He has our children's best at heart, even if best doesn't happen to mean fun or the most ideal in our own understanding. If we stay connected to Him, armored up, and intentional to honor Him with how we live our lives, whether they're home or in any school, we ultimately can be at peace. And that is good news. If you like this video, just do the right thing. Give it a thumbs up after you subscribe and leave a comment below to keep this all-important conversation going. And remember, keep trying and find your family flow. Bye.